definitely driving.
We're on.
We're on. We're off.
We're on.
We're on. We're off. Okay, Convention Centre, Perth Convention Centre.
We need Kings Park.
Yep, you're going to need to go up and around, yeah, because you can't go one way. Although this time of the morning you probably could.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
I'd go to that Luce.
Right. You've got to give me a little bit more warning than that.
Lucy. Luce, I'm thinking we're going to need to go left here because we're almost running out of
Streets.
times to go left. Yeah. Yeah. Are we there yet?
Okay, shitboxes all the way down the end.
Here they are.
Buddy group 26, please come down, line up behind the machine gun.
This is the 2014 Rally, the 5th edition. This year we're driving from Perth up to Darwin in 7 days.
Your first day, so relax, get into it, enjoy it, but above all, please be safe. We'll see you on the road.
My overthinking mind is poisoning the time that we should have. If you just call my name, I'll be back there again in your arms.
We're on the road.
We're on the road.
Started.
Yeah.
Killed the dreams of common man, but you never seem to understand. We'll follow. We'll follow. Torn to fear reality when everything you'll ever be, you've borrowed.
So this year, with it being the 5th year of Shitbox, I wanted to do the rally in something a little bit more special. And I've ended up with a Rover, 1986 Rover SD1. I do like to, I guess, challenge myself a little bit with the types of vehicles that I go for. You know, the rally director can't turn up in something that could be considered possibly not a shitbox. So you have to do something. And for me, you know, I always wanted to be something a little bit different. But then in lies that certain problems and those problems and stresses about whether the vehicle will actually make it or not.
Today is the fact that we had planned to have lunch with our buddy group who we've lost.
Because they've got a barbecue.
Because the geezers on tour have got a barbecue, of which we have given them sausages. And yeah, we're just slightly concerned with the fact that A, they're lost, because we're not lost, because we've got other boxes in front of us. or that they've eaten our sausages. And if they've done that, mark my word, it's not going to be that buddy-buddy when we get to Meekatharra. Thara.
No, it's not them. There's nothing there. None of our team members. Are they all one team? Well, they're good. They've all stayed together.
The challenge is enormous. I've 500 people on this rally, and they really are my responsibility. And it's a big stress. And I want to make sure that it's a really incredibly special experience for everybody, and therefore a really special experience for me as well.
I feel like the radio is starting to pick up more voices, and we're almost getting closer to sausage. So close I can smell it. Sausage!
Our team name are the Machine Gunners. We don't really love the name, to be honest, because it's not like it's obviously got nothing to do with military. But Catherine and I both have a very, very loud laugh. I will say hers is definitely, I might be louder, but hers is definitely more boisterous and a lot faster.
Anyone from Group 26? Alright, well that's it. I reckon that they are loose. I reckon that's them. Is that the geezers? But they don't have anything on their roof. Oh my god, it's them.
It is them.
Oh my god, it is too.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, we're here.
Oh my god, yes.
In the SD.
Oh, seriously?
We thought you were behind us.
You forever.
We had a long lunch waiting for you.
Yeah, right.
Well,
We felt like the biggest losers and our team's deserted us, but really not.
Generally, the cars are all, they're roadworthy in their state, they're registered, but generally just unreliable. When your car breaks down, the general rule is you can't fix it on the side of the road in 20 minutes, it goes on a trailer. The support crew will have a triage form and they basically fill out what's wrong with the car, and then we have to get it to triage at night. It's basically a common area where everybody that has a problem with their car can bring their car in.
Try and get as many fixed and as many problems fixed by the morning, and we all have to put in, teams as well as support.
Production crew. How you doing, guys?
Topping up their oil.
She just was the most incredible woman. The most incredible.
I was dragging my feet
I was seven and a bit, and I just remember it so clearly. She'd found a lump and had it removed, and then they hadn't got it all, and it had spread so badly. And I remember lying on her bed with her and my sister, and the phone rang, and they said, you know, we haven't got it all. We're going to have to remove the left breast. You know, watching the person that you admire more than anything, like just watching that person just fade.
Stuck in my cell, inside my own hell. I was paralyzed and I was frozen.
How hot was it?
In the red.
The bonnet loose.
Normally you're forced to turn it if it's under pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that top hose.
Is that hot now, the radiator?
Okay, that top hose is fucking hot. Basically, this thing is just leaking more oil than the Exxon Valdez. It won't start. When it's running, it won't keep running because the battery doesn't work anymore because the alternator's not charging. So we've just got all sorts of good stuff going on.
Yeah, so the thermostat.
Thermostat's fucked.
What does that
What does that mean?
So basically you're only getting water around half the engine.
Is it bad for the engine?
Yeah, because if you keep going, you cook it, because one half's too hot and the other half's too cold.
It's the what? The metaphor?
Manifold.
Oh, the metaphor.
What about it?
Metaphor?
It's a metaphor.
It is a metaphor for
I think of better things to do.
it's underneath it.
Great train.
You just go the old tow. Who wants to tow us? Anyone? Excellent! That's great, thanks.
Crickets then.
Yeah.
How far as we can push?
Another 150.
We got
Well,
what?
she was 200 when we left the town, the fuel. What have we clocked up? 50? Maybe 60 k's?
Yeah.
So there's another 140 on 150
Yeah.
k to be towed.
That's a long time.
There was a trailer car behind us.
Anyway, it's all that.
Oh, really?
Have we got any lovely support vehicles about 60 k's out of
If it doesn't work, take it out.
Mount Magnet?
Okay.
You ready?
You all good, guys?
And we have no journey line, so like we don't know if the belt goes, and then you've got.
Where are you all going?
All right. There you go. Take
Now
her
feeling a bit
just
uncomfortable.
squeeze a bit easy and hold the back because she just snapped the whole back end of it.
Oh, man.
There you go, ladies. Dry your eyes.
Oh, I just didn't think we'd be the first to go, you know?
Not the McFerris wagon.
Nah, we didn't think we'd be the first to go, to be honest. It's all right, though. I still think she's going to be fine. Oh, yeah, the lights are.
I'm most impressed with these guys.
Oh, they're amazing. We would be small.
And honestly, I didn't think we'd be learning how to do a car day one.
Not day one.
At night time.
Maybe it's because we're just really sort of out of the way day one, so we can really and truly, not be able to enjoy today, you know, just to enjoy the next few days and not have any problems with the car. Just thought we'd just been a little bit of a moody bitch.
We don't have thermostat. Well, there's a memento. There's our thermostat.
Is that all it is? That size?
So that means we don't have a thermostat now.
Got one in hand.
It's a broken one.
We've got a really broken one that's actually outside of the car.
Run the heater.
Alright, I'm taking me light there.
Lights, camera, action, done.
That's awesome, that light too.
That's see you at Mika Sarah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Go.
Yep.
Go Gunners, go.
Go Gunners, go. We've got more support around us than a fucking underwire.
I know, all I heard was something about support 5 and I hear he's a wanker.
So she did go into remission, and there has always been, that I know of, a 5-year period, whereas if you don't have any cancer in your body and it's gone or whatever, hip hip hooray, throw a party, it's not coming back, you're all good. And we had that 5-year day with Mum, and I remember it and thinking, well, this is great. You know, we can sort of put this behind us, and then we've got, you know, the rest of our life as a family.
I know, we've got like 150 k's to go. Sarah. It's 8:43 and we're just rolling into town. Look at the camp. Tents are up. Damn, everyone's a little bit ahead of us, aren't they?
Only by about 7 hours.
Yeah, we ran into a spot of bother.
Okay, if you head up to where the baton is, and then they'll direct you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Machine gunners, support 14.
Yep, we're just behind you. We've been waved in over here.
Thanks for the memories.
I'm missing you already.
Thank you. Where would we be without you guys?
Still on the side of the road, probably.
Yeah.
We would have been here hours ago.
I know.
Can we get the lights on? The light force?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at this. All right. Am I lit up? Yep, you are beautifully. In 3, 2. What's your name? Dylan. All right, go. No, give me the... All right, in 3, 2. Thanks, Dylan. I'm standing here in Meekatharra, Western Australia, and tonight the Wolf Creek Taxico is actually having to rebuild their Volkswagen Combi engine. It hasn't actually worked out too bad for them. They have managed to drop the engine, dismantle it, take the cylinder head off, along with the exhaust, manifold and carburetor in under an hour and a half. Now, this is usually about a 3-hour procedure, but it seems like they have their procedures dialed here. They've got all the tools they need in one tool roll, and with a couple of little donations, the community's struck together, and this has happened to be quite a smooth and lubricated process, as is not the process of this engine at the moment. The problem that we've been having is that a lot of oil has been leaking from around the cylinder head region. Now, these old Volkswagen motors don't actually use a cylinder head gasket. What they use is a steel-on-steel grinding. And over the years, this steel has certainly warped out of place. Now, quite a few leaks have formed. On the pushrod tubes, these perished old rubber rings have warped and distorted with continuous use on the highway, and they have caused quite a few leaks. So what we're aiming to do is put a lot of Sikaflex, glue and silicone onto these rings, shove them back into place and hope for the best. Back to you, Dylan.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Back to you in the studio.
So yesterday our engine was leaking quite a bit of oil, so we had it trailered the last 200 k's into Triage and filled it up with oil this morning. We're hoping that it starts first time and doesn't give us any grief today.
And then?
Yep.
We need a battery.
How about a push?
Fuel.
Yeah?
Fuel.
I'll give you a push, like a big one.
All the way around.
Cold.
There's a rock right on the back side.
Yep.
It's got to be an exceptional day, Amy. And Kate.
And Kate, thank you.
They offered me a piece, so then I took the whole thing.
Yeah, we got to clean her every now and again, mate.
She's dirty.
Wait until Tequila Tuesday.
Oh.
Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless you.
Thank you, Park.
Have a safe trip.
We're going to need it. We're going to need it bad.
A quick note from production. 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, they don't have any sausages. Whoever was banging on their door saying, "Are there any sausages in here?"
Classically funny.
Sausages!
On behalf of the Meekatharra Shire, I'd just like to make a small presentation for a bit of money to go towards your cause. We think it's a fantastic cause and we wish you all the best in what your endeavours.
All the volunteers and everyone from Meekatharra, a huge round of applause. Thank you guys so much for the work. Canon camera, this was found at the departure point. Whose is this? Yep, that's 10 push-ups. So stay safe, really safe today, especially when we get on the dirt. And just wait until your buddy group gets called out. Thank you so much.
How was your night?
Excellent, thanks. Yeah, really good. Good sleep. Keen to get moving.
We've got 10 push-ups here in Cape Brown.
I don't make the rules. 1, 2, right down 3, back 4.
Yes, that turn.
5.
Yes, that turn.
6,
7,
8, 9, 10. Trap for young players.
Not up to me.
Trap for young players.
We like the idea of staying at 20. Yeah, I'm up for a long time.
My connection with cancer and ultimately the reason why I started Shitbox Rally is because in 2007 my mum died from bowel cancer, and in 2008 my dad died from prostate cancer.
It's funny, you know, it's been a number of years now since Mum and Dad died, and still get real pangs occasionally, and it's still hard.
I couldn't imagine burying Mum and Dad and then that just being it. I couldn't imagine just going back to life, or life as, you know, as it was. Couldn't do that. It didn't make any sense to me because they were such a massive part of my life. So I had to do something. I had to do something for them, and my mind kept coming back to this rally, and I had in my head about the shitbox. I had in my head about seeing more of Australia and doing a road trip. And I wanted to do something.
There's so many different people, and there's so many different reasons why people do it. Like, there's the people that are doing it just because it's just a lot of fun. It is so much fun. And then you've got the people that, say, have been affected by cancer. You know, whether they've lost a loved one or a loved one has cancer, or they have cancer themselves. And they want to put something back. They want to contribute. So people look for something to do. They want to be able to help. And this is a way. This is the way they can help. It's probably one of the only ways they can help.
Ferris and I have been friends since year 10, so pretty much almost 22 years. And I'm also doing this in honour of a very good friend of mine ours, I should say, that we lost 7 years ago, Sally. So yeah, we thought we'd do this in memory of two awesome women. She thinks it's a good thing to be having to talk about her mum. It's been 19 years, but there's been, you know, this is probably the first thing she's doing for herself to do in relation to that.
You know, every story is different, every life is different, and because I was affected so young, you know, it's just been with me for so long. So it was very much doing this for Mum. And again, look around and see all those people that have just lost somebody or are affected in some way, and know that, you know, you're not going through it alone.
The bride, dressed in white, and talk to Hallelujah, brother! Matt, please repeat after me. I, Matt Eltis, take you to Roadside to be my Shitbox Rally wedded wife. To have and to hold. To kiss and to cuddle. To massage and not bite. So, with the power bestowed upon me, it is now I pronounce you husband and wife. I may kiss the bride.
We actually haven't terminally lost a car yet.
Do you reckon there's any particular cars that, you know, you're not too sure about?
All of them. All of them. They're all dubious. Yeah. There's a black Rover driving around. It's really dodgy.
Well, my fucking combi broke, didn't it, mate? Well, the fucking oil wasn't in the engine. It was fucking everywhere it shouldn't be. And my mate Trevor came up with a fucking idea to direct the oil all over the other cars. So we put a hose here, take the pressure off the crankcase, and he also kindly donated a sock. So now, the smoke's gonna go out of here, and maybe some old piss all over your cars, and we'll be sweet.
testing. Big deep breath, just keep blowing till I say stop. Stop blowing up a balloon. And stop there, just for health reasons. You want to pop that one in the bin when you see one?
Yeah, sure.
Have a great trip,
Thanks. Thanks. See ya.
Yeah, I'm Jason from Booze Bus. It's the second year we've had the bus in the rally. I work in the police, brought an alcometer along and all approved it. So we can do testing for, people like to have a bit of a party at night, and last thing we want in the rally is people get done for drink driving. So rather than risk it, anyone's welcome to come up and have a test, and we sort of charge $20 per team for the whole week. Helps raise a bit of money as well.
Mum started to feel unwell in about, I think I was in year 10, and went to the doctor, and the scan came back that she had bone cancer. And I remember thinking to myself, how has this happened? That you went from this is going to be okay to this isn't going to be okay. When Mum was re-diagnosed, I met a whole new group of friends, and I remember a lot about them being that family to me and that support, because you can't, and I never wanted to, take parts of Mum's strength to have to worry about me. And I remember thinking at that point in time that my mum wasn't going to be around for the rest of my life.
Inside my own hill, I was paralyzed and I was frozen. There was blood, there was bone, my head to the stone. I was down on my knees, broken.
These boys are swimming. Gold.
Oh, brilliant.
Maybe pull over.
Suck it in, fellas! Good on you, boys.
Windows up, back to the aircon.
When I was planning out this particular route, and how I plan out all the routes really, is I kind of look at them and I see what makes me laugh, what makes me just giggle, and it's usually a bit of a sick, twisted giggle. And I know that if it makes me laugh, I know it makes me laugh. I know that we're really going to test ourselves and the vehicles quite a bit.
Where's Molly?
Oh dear. I'm an idiot.
Who put that on there?
We had a bit of an incident today. It's oil valve down to the oil pump is starting to play up a little bit, so that could go horribly wrong. Well, hopefully I'll be able to just get to the destination in the Rover. I really hope I'm able to. I mean, we all do. We all hope we make it.
Hi, mate.
How many Ks to go?
To go?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe 5 or 10. Where are you headed?
On a rock in a frock, darling. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Tomorrow watches you. I'll see you there.
the side of my rally cars over the years, there's one sticker that says, "In loving memory of Mum and Dad." Mum and Dad, Sue and John Freeman. I don't know how I can do Mum justice. She was one of the most beautiful people I've ever known. And with Dad, I mean, Dad, you know, he was this amazing pilot, and we used to go flying with Dad a lot, and you know, it was a fantastic childhood. They were really, really wonderful people, and I loved them so much. I wish I could have even 5 minutes. I'd give it all up for 5 minutes with them.
Mum's name was Susan Ann Ferris. There was this strength about her that I'll never forget, but this very cheeky grin too, and a twinkle in her eye. So, you know, I'll always remember her as the most incredible person I've ever met. There was something about Mum that I've never seen in another human being. She was my friend, so we were best friends. And when they do go, I tell you what, you just want that one more. You want that one more time.
Good boy.
How'd it go, Pete?
Sensational. As always, tasty fish. No problems. No clutch, probably.
Okay, Brown, this is the most important person on the rally. Can you please get your speed up to 109, please? We'd like to get there sometime today. Nigel and Chad this year in Code Brown carry around the Rock the Coffin, which is, you know, them driving a hearse. They've got a coffin in the back, which is actually a giant stereo system. And each night that comes out, everyone gathers around that, has a few beers, and just pretty much has a bit of a party, really. And I'm sure there's been a few people who've annoyed with loud music until all hours of the night at times, but I think in most of the time, you know, people are pretty happy to come along and have a beer and share the day's stories. It kind of becomes almost an unofficial meeting place to the rally.
So 2 cars have finally died. Wolf Creek and Mad as Shit. And what we do on Shitbox Rally is if your car dies, you get a medal.
Thank you. We pulled that out of the outback.
Excellent, guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
On behalf of the Lions Club, I've got a cheque for $2,000 to present.
Good.
500 people, it's brilliant.
Pretty stoked to have them. They say my car died on Shitbox Rally. They also double as quite a convenient stubby opener. You can crack a beer with them. But ultimately, I would have liked to have finished this rally in the vehicle that I'd chosen under its own steam. One of the challenges that we have on the Shitbox Rally is to find a car for $1,000. We really wanted to do it in a combi. We had to travel a very long distance, 1,000 kilometres west of Brisbane. We picked it up for $350. It had 3 wheels on it. The 4th wheel had a tree growing through it, so it wasn't salvageable. Didn't have an engine. Fortunately, I had one sitting in my mum's garage. I think it was a pretty good vehicle until it stopped being a pretty good vehicle.
Well, we're on some of the big main roads here, and there are massive road trains up here. safety is so critically important and things can go wrong so quickly. It's one of those things that I reiterate again and again and again on the briefings. And then when I hear of some bad driving, I mean, it does. It really upsets me, and I get upset and I get frustrated, and at times I do get a little angry.
We're so far away from help. It's a problem. Where we go, we have to rely on the Royal Flying Doctors, but plenty of times they could be 3, 4, 5 hours away. If someone's been in an accident, rolled the car, or snake bites, or anything like that, we have medical teams that come on the rally. Now we have plenty of satellite phones and links up to the Royal Flying Doctors, so we cover it off as best we can.
James is a pretty inspirational sort of guy, and you have to be. To do what he does, you have to be. He's got a natural ability to bring out the best in people. People just naturally want to help, and he's got a really good knack of tapping into that. What he's been able to do with the rally in such a short space of time, and the amount of money that essentially he's raised for Cancer Council. 5 years ago, the rally didn't exist. He's gone from taking 18 cars to 250 crappy cars to the most remote parts of the country. James is a pretty cool dude. He's alright. I consider him one of my close mates. Once again, I consider quite a few people that I've met on the rallies my close mates.
Actually, we always find the reaction from the locals is great. You know, and the kids love it. Kids absolutely love it. Their cars look fantastic, and it's something really, really different that's coming into their town. And we, as I said, we go so remote that to have something like the Shitbox Rally road train turn up of all of these cars and these people is pretty exciting.
Yep, it's very nice. Well, this is fancy,
isn't it?
Marble Bay, your heart out.
Da, da, da. Half night on my way home, I feel a little bit of love, yeah. And I know that it won't be long until I'm standing inside. We'll be drinking it all night long, and the water will be rising.
And for those of you that are interested, the Mini was almost declared last night and is back from the dead. With a truly unique repair, the use of a pot rivet in top of a piston. Team Gumby's car died last night. So safe travels, guys. We'll see you in Mount Barnett.
Thanks, mate. Love you too, mate.
Let's get this dirt show on the road.
Let's just get the 2 men in a shitbox in. It's a short day today. It's only 400 k's, but majority of that is on dirt. And apparently there's some amazing things to stop at and look at on the way. So hopefully we're going to get a bit of culture in.
K-U-L-C-H-A. Culture. Culture.
Each year I learn that people are awesome. The rally opens up this much bigger world, so you end up meeting people that you would never usually come across, and you'd never usually have anything to do with. But just the fact that through your life, you just won't necessarily come through people that work in different areas or to do other things or from other parts of the country. But the rally brings that together. It's almost is a melting pot, not of cultures, but of different personalities. But what I do see with some of the buddy groups, like with Kath's buddy group, for an example, they all get to know each other quite well because they're relying on each other in a smaller group. And that's a really beautiful thing. And I think that's probably one of the things that I learn every year is how awesome people can be when they all come together and work with each other on something like this.
So today, Rawhide from Team 5's taken out the lead and is really hooting along on this dirt road, giving us a lot of fun, and the communications between the guys are really good, and now we're taking a stop just to take a breath and breathe in some fresh air and dust. That's going to be great.
We've just made it onto the Gibb River Road for a few hundred kilometres of real hardcore bush bashing, and this is the sort of country that my father just lived for. So I'm doing the rally in my father's car, which is pretty much almost a year to the day. He passed away of liver cancer, and I thought it was a pretty fitting farewell to his shitbox, which he took all around Australia several times and just loved it. Would be a fitting way to give it its one last run. And it's probably a special day for me today because I'm going to do a little sprinkling ceremony of his ashes when we find a nice and appropriate spot. And I think it'll be a brilliant spot for him to rest in peace. But the sad thing, my little sister, who's only 35, pretty much probably a month ago today, she passed away after her fight with cancer. So we fought really hard for her, and she didn't quite make it. But I didn't want to bring her ashes because she was a bit of a princess, and she would have hated being out here in the bush. So it's just Dad's ashes that we're sprinkling here today. We're all here because in some way, shape or form, cancer has touched someone in our lives. And it certainly sucks a lot out of you. Cancer takes a lot. But one thing it doesn't take away is love. Cancer can never take away the love. And I've never done this before, and I think the wind's blowing this way.
Three cheers for Colin. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hooray!
And he loved the fact that we're all here to raise a drink.
Cheers, Colin. Cheers, Colin.
Sky open, the spell was broken. Straight into my arms, you feel and you came. Sailing over like a four-leaf clover. Straight into my heart, my Michelle. My Michelle.
Cancer, killed her. She didn't die of cancer. Cancer killed her, and did it in this awful, awful way. And she didn't deserve that.
There's something special.
Really, my last memory of Mum was, her being home that weekend. And it was a Sunday morning, and I lay with her and just our faces touching. And that was it. I love you and all of that good stuff. Of course, you're going to say to someone when they're dying. She died that Friday.
I lay beside and wonder, is that smile meant for me? Please don't move a muscle, don't change in any way, 'cause I'm lost in you.
Where are you erecting your thing?
I wanna stay.
So
we're at the end of day 5. I'm in the triage area. Today's triage area is particularly massive because it was such a brutal day on the roads. River crossings, incredibly rough roads, and as you can see, all the way around me, up here are cars that are being worked on by all of our support crews and mechanics. It's carnage on the roads today, and it still is carnage in the triage area.
I've really enjoyed this car, but over the last couple of days, it's actually not been able to start. We've lost all of our stereo, and then just today, it just started running on 3 cylinders.
I'm lost in you.
Thank you very much.
And here I want to stay.
So as we're pulling over on a hill, it completely conked out on us. And we had everyone come back. It starts. We need a new fuel pump.
So what happens if they're drilling your car?
I don't know. At the moment, they just gutting it. They gut it out. That's it for me.
He's gone to turn on the ignition to go and line up at the service station for fuel, and there's no electrics at all. We've removed the bumper, strapped it to the roof.
Victoria River.
Well, I think it's going to be a very long day. Apparently it's supposed to be a good 12-hour run in a 4-wheel drive on a good day. I'm driving a hearse, so it could take a little bit longer.
It's going to be horrific. They reckon between 10 to 12 to 14 hours. I think it's going to be a very long day.
There's going to be some fatigue, people.
My little co-driver had a couple too many little beverages last night, so she potentially might be a little bit on the quiet side.
Tight and cranky pants.
This car, God rest its soul, came in after having the engine blown apart in a water crossing. We finished up at about 3 o'clock last night.
And as we all saw, triage last night was massive and everyone working incredibly hard. I think most of you saw, but the all of the work was awesome. But a bit of a highlight is there's not a lot left of this car. So it's gone into a lot of different vehicles. So we think that really, whilst we will be giving out some medals, that this team will almost be travelling in and amongst other vehicles all the way through the rally anyway. The fix down in here with a whole new clutch, flywheel and starter motor from this car into this car. They're not the same. Incredible, incredible bot shop, and this car is now running. So it's amazing. Congratulations, everyone. And on that note, I can report that we only lost 1 car yesterday. Really, really incredible. And with all sorts of triage, that is just unreal. Obviously, we have the big river today. There's going to be plenty of water. As we saw with yesterday, if you drive in the car, if you drive into the water reasonably slow, build up a bit of speed, build a bit of bow wave as much as you can to get through. If your car stops halfway through in the water, don't try and start it again.
Hi guys, welcome to hell. Today's going to be awesome. The way this is going to work, we're going to have support crews followed by about 10 buddy groups. And if we get an obstacle, in other words a river crossing, and we need to help them through it, it's going to be, say, first 2 supports, help all the cars through, keep the other side of the crossing clear. We don't want anyone getting run over, we don't want anyone getting hurt. If it all turns to shit, which is a good chance of it, we just make it up as we go along.
We're back. It's completely fixed. Got a new fuel tank. We've got the Adventurous fuel pump. All we care about is we're back on the road. made it. Come on. We're back on the road, which is beautiful for us beings because we need to be back.
So here we are now on the Gibb River Road. This is the hardest day. I say the hardest day, now we come up to a bit of bitumen. It's the hardest because it's the longest. And it's a long day. It's on brutal roads of the Gibb River Road. We have about 350 kilometres of unsealed road. This car has a trip computer. That doesn't work. So I can't tell how far we've got without using a map, which is fine. The rear doors don't open from the inside or the outside. The front doors are only open from the outside. The front windows are starting to become problematic. So we might be in a situation soon where we need to just leave the windows down the entire time and do a bit of a Dukes of Hazzard to get in and out of the car. I can't lock the car anymore. The locks are all jammed full of dust. The rear springs aren't too great. Rear shocks aren't too great. Still sounds good.
Water and cars don't usually go well together. Yeah, it's a natural element. It's constantly changing.
Cheers, we're just behind Air 5.
All right, slow down, guys. Slow down. We've got a sandy river crossing.
All good.
Nice kids. How good are they? They're like a little road. I know. Oh, there we go. Lucy worked it. Well done. Manual button in. So the car is having a bit of a chug. She's coughing. She's kind of like...
Something's happened to the muffler, I reckon.
Yeah, we're starting to sound a little bit more
very
like
louder,
which we're not too worried about. It's quite like that. We're still going at a good speed. Temperature gauge is fine. We're not dropping any fuel. So potentially could be that there's a whole lot of shit in our air filter. We maybe need to clean that out. Lose another half cap. I reckon we did.
No, we still have two half caps on this side.
All right, where are our boys?
That water was getting really high.
That is, and the next one's higher.
The next one's higher.
One of the jobs I did before the rally is scope out where we can leave our cars, because we just can't leave them on the side of the road. So I get in contact with all the towns that we go through and find out basically where can we get rid of cars. You know, sometimes it might be a local tip. Then we start looking for local businesses, maybe a local mechanic might want it. Sometimes we just have to take them with us to the next stopover. But doing the groundwork beforehand just makes it pretty easy on the day.
Team Shitbox, this is no coffee, no liking.
Roger. Oh my God.
So we're going to need to wire it up. Just how flat this secondary muffler is now. Look at that.
Oh, cool. The pipe inside's still straight, still good.
Yeah.
Should we pose with it?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like a redhead. It's fantastic. Oh my God. I love this. This is amazing.
So we've travelled somewhere in the vicinity of about 120 kilometres this morning, and we're just trying to keep our buddy group together, because that's what it's all about, being able to travel together with your buddy group. When one team has a problem, we all stop. We all want to get into camp, we all want to get the job done today, but travelling with your buddy group is really where all the fun and the camaraderie and the friendships come from, so it's worth sticking together, especially if one car has a problem.
Or do you want me to try it first? No. I could. But would I? Bloke from the homestead up the road just said to be careful because there's big crocs here. I hope he's lying. Across the pleasure.
She stopped.
Yeah, no problems for us, but behind us is Cole Brown, not in great shape. He's stuck in there.
Apprehensive. This is my first river crossing.
What are you reckoning, straight through?
Just keep a little bit to the left.
A little bit to that. And what sort of kilometres?
Just keep it bow way, maybe 5 to 10.
5 to 10.
Just about 3.5 times
Okay.
around. You'll be sweet.
Are there spotted crocs in here?
Yeah.
Oh, I put it. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Shit. That was quite full on.
Yep.
That was awesome. That was good fun.
Always happy to help. There's tasty fish. We've been pretty lucky over the last couple of rallies. We've never blown a tyre. We've done 2 today. It wouldn't be the rally if it all went smoothly.
We can put it down for a minute.
Pulled over on the side of the road. 18. No.
So you're saying that this is shaking? You reckon it's shaking and it's just transferring through?
Yes, but there's more to it than that. There are a lot of things going on with this car, but you know, that gives him personality. So hopefully he'll make it. We still We still haven't come up to the Pentecost yet, so we still need to cross that. I'll make a couple of adjustments to the car before we go through the water. So hopefully, I really hope he can make it to Victoria River tonight under his own steam. But just in case, we do have a support car with an empty trailer fairly close behind. Just in case we need it. Stay tuned.
Do 6 hours to do 300. So it's going to be 12 hours to do 600. And then you've got an extra 170. Another half of that's another 3 hours, so that's 15 hours. Plus I reckon we've stopped at a total of 2 hours. I'd say 17 hours it's going to take. And
what does that make it?
8 until it's 1 in the morning. And we're at the front, so that means people will be rolling in at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Right, here we are, I think. Yes. Okay. Let's do this. I actually cannot believe it. Are there any support crews on that side that have empty car trailers? He got through, but that smashed fan is the thing that's shaking the engine. And if we allow it to do that for the next 300-400, no, it'll just destroy the bearings in the water pump.
Now have another 4 or 5 hours of driving to do. It's 5 o'clock now, so yeah, a few of us decided we need a cup of coffee.
So it's just about to tick over to 400 Ks now.
That means we've got 319 to go tonight.
And it's now
5:20, 5:11.
Oh yeah, 9 hours. 9 hours, 400 kilometres.
So it's been 5 years, and in all of that time, my car has never been on one of these trailers, but tonight it's being towed into camp. The reason? It's something that can be fixed. It's the blade from one of the fans that sheared off today, and it's causing all sorts of issues with vibrations, and because of it, it's such a unique car, we can't get a secondary water pump for it if the bearings in the water pump go. So we're trailering it into Triage. It will certainly be in Triage. I think it'll get a lot of cheers and a lot of laughs when we get into camp tonight. It's all right, Roger. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, we're following Angry Birds at the moment. We've got a car in between us and Angry Birds, but we're back. Take it easy. Yeah. Correct. Beautiful.
Today is the day that Team Shitbox went on the trailer, which is the first time in the history of Shitbox. Buddy Group 1, which is Team Shitbox Buddy Group, has had many problems. In fact, every single car has had a problem. Has either been on a trailer or we've stopped by the edge of the road. It's now 20 past 6. So it's going to be a long, long day.
We have just crossed the border from WA into NT.
Northern Territory!
Maximum speed 110.
Doing it at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's not necessarily a dump spot. Okay.
Okay, no problem at all. All right, thanks for your help. No one likes dead cars here.
Beautiful.
There you go.
It's nice to be here. And we've got no service.
No, no service here.
Oh, isn't there?
We can get service, it's not probably the service you're looking for.
Again, what could possibly go wrong?
You want to be sort of down around your 80, 90 mark.
We'll take it easy and we'll see if we can get her across the line.
Righto.
Nursing your cars is really important. You don't want to lose them on the last day.
Big day for Tasty Fish. It's going to be a big day for Big 5.
So this is going to be Tasty Fish's big day to shine. We're just installing the Farcore 5000 towing system onto the front of the Stiffy.
A couple of drinks to be had, so we're just going to find out who's going to drive us this morning.
0.072.
No driving for Alice today. Welcome to the passenger seat.
Good job, Al. Well done.
Okay, you've given a reading of 0.010, which is under the limit, but has given a reading still, so...
Good to go! I'm driving.
Welcome to the drive.
Excellent stuff.
So this is it, day 7, Victoria crossing to Darwin via Catherine. That's me. So yeah, it's hopefully going to be about 6 hours, I reckon. So we'll get in there maybe about 4 o'clock, 4:30. So it'll be perfect time for a nice cold beer to celebrate. Hopefully making it. She's sounding a lot different to what she did a week ago. And definitely sounds a bit more like a V8, which we quite like. I can't believe it. I'm not ready for it to be over at all. I reckon today is going to be one of the days probably to remember for the rest of our life. I'm not going to talk about that because I'm actually feeling very over-emotional.
That was always a sort of special part of the rally for me, was the fact that I was going to celebrate, you know, completing the rally in the place where we lived as a family, and just have so many happy memories of being up there in Darwin before Mum was diagnosed.
So as you do on a rally like these, you know, you start the rally with, you know, whatever vehicle you're using, with an idea of just doing the rally, and we auction them all off at the end. But of course, you know, some of us fall in love with our cars. Yes, it does happen.
Well, we're very attached to the car, so we are going to buy it back and bring it back to Perth, give it a bit of love, and hopefully we'll be back next year.
We have decided to rescue Wolfie, and he's now on his way from Broome, where we put him to rest, back to Brisbane, and hopefully if we're given a spot on the rally next year, Wolfie will return and he will complete the rally.
We did decide we're not going to keep him at Ferris Wagon.
which was a tough decision.
Yeah.
Because we love her, and now tomorrow morning Mannheim put up an auction for all of the cars that are to be sold through the rally, so the cars that have made it. So apparently heaps of backpackers, scrap metal places, even some second-hand dealerships come in and they will buy these cars for really cheap.
Hi. Hey, Catherine.
Welcome to Catherine. Oh my God. Pollution of Catherine. Catherine. Welcome to Catherine. From Catherine. So Lucy came up with a great idea because we're the machine gunners, that we should have
some dog tags,
military-themed dog tags. And on one side we've got
Shitbox Rally 2014, the machine gunners.
And we've got Susan Ann Ferris, which is my mum, and Sally Elizabeth White, which is our beautiful friend Sal, who we're doing the rally for both of them in memory of.
Yep, and we've worn them every single day. We've actually worn them pretty much since we got them.
And slept in them.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, I have.
I would have strangled myself.
And I just tucked them in with the pups, and there they are.
You can do that a bit better than I can.
It's starting to become a little bit, I think, sad. I'm going to have to say it, that the rally's coming to an end.
On the end of the rally, there's always a bit of mixed emotion. It sort of takes a couple of days to really get into the groove of the rally, and then you kind of get to the Thursday, Friday, and even though you're shattered, you're completely exhausted, you still kind of hope there's a little bit more to go. The hearse is having a few mechanical issues, but we're hoping we can get a straight run.
Very dangerous.
It does.
There's something that I don't know, there's something that sort of inspires people about this rally. We have been driving around in these crappy cars for the last week, and people stop us and ask us what's happening, ask us about the rally, and open up their wallets and give us money.
The cancer scare was a reason for me donating money now to cancer research and raising awareness. I often donate money back to the clinic where I receive treatment. The rally itself, it's another community together of support for people like myself and others. We can talk to other people and know that they understand what we've been through. So they've kind of become an extended family, I would like to think.
Turning 40 this year. I really thought life was going to be different, a lot different. You know, the rally has helped, God has helped me so much.
It's helped me to talk about Mum and Dad again. I love them so much. They were an enormous part of my life, and we were very, very close, and I miss them. I miss them an enormous amount. I get jealous of other families. I hate Mother's Day and Father's Day. I miss Mum when I'm going through really tough times in my own personal life, and really need Mum to talk to and give me advice on certain things, and I've really struggled with that. The rally itself has I guess, forced me to talk about things that are so personal and so incredibly emotional and gut-wrenching. But being able to talk about those things is good. It helps, and it's helped me, and I know it's helped a lot of other people. If that's something that the rally gives back, then I'll keep pushing, and I'll also keep taking what the rally can give me, because it's helping.
I hadn't spoken of Mum's illness and her passing away probably for a very long time. It's very painful, and people would say that after a certain amount of time, you should get over it, but you never get over it.
End of day 7 and we're in Darwin. The car here is dirty, but I'm probably dirtier than that. The rest of the ralliers, most of them now have had a shower. They're starting to look like normal human beings, which is amazing really considering what we've done over the last 7 days. I'm still coming to terms with it myself. Tomorrow we have the auction and the post-rally party. That's when I can start to relax, and that's when the teams themselves know that they don't have to wake up at early dawn and they don't have to drive for hundreds of kilometres over incredibly difficult roads to be able to get to their destination. Now we can relax, but the fun continues.
As if Mum and Sally didn't get us the absolute pole position. So she is very happy having her sleep outside the Hilton in Darwin. Wow. Little beauty. Good on you. Good on you, babe. We'll see you in the morning. Oh, we should take these off in the morning too.
Your rally is over.
What would Mum and Dad think of Shitbox? Looking upon it now, from wherever they are, they'd love it. They would love it. You always want your mum and dad to be proud of you. Everyone wants that. You know, people say to me, you must be so proud. I've struggled with having pride in the rally itself, but I found a way of feeling a certain amount of pride with it, and that is because I know Mum and Dad would be really proud of what it is and what it's become.
And I will always say that my mum plonked James down next to me at that bar in Bali. And I know that every rally that I do, I feel normal, and that I feel that it's okay that even though it's nearly 19 years later, that I'm allowed to cry, I'm allowed to howl like a baby, and I'm allowed to talk about it whenever I want. And for those people that think you get over it, you just don't. You just don't get over it. And I don't want to get over it either. You know, if I'm going to be really honest, No, I don't cry every day, and no, I don't cry every month, and no, I probably don't cry every 6 months anymore. But I want to remember this part of my life and her forever.
Straight into my arms, you fell and you came, sailing over like a four-leaf clover, straight into my heart, my Michelle, my Michelle. Come on, come on.
Look, I think one of the biggest problems we face at the moment is funding. There's no doubt about it, and it's long-term funding that's the biggest issue. And I've had the pure joy of working with so many different philanthropy groups and fundraising groups that have really helped me out and helped push my lab through. And without that funding, there's no way we could succeed in what we're doing. I certainly believe we're winning the fight. There's no doubt about it. You know, I want to see more and more survivors of cancer. They call them the miracle stories. I don't think that's a miracle anymore. I think that's progress. You know, the breast cancer community has shown that we can do this. You know, if you all band together, we can actually increase the survival rates from cancer, not go backwards. So, you know, I'm a really strong believer that, you know, we are winning the battle.